What is up, people? We are back with another breakdown. Okay, so let's just jump straight into it because I realized the previous video was about 16 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep it short. So today we're gonna break down two trades. All right, the first trade was a trade that you see on the screen right here, which was taken yesterday, right? So I wanted to write it out like for about 1:32, but then I realized, I'm not gonna be greedy, right? So you're gonna see me close that today live, and it's about another trade that I actually posted today. Right, so I took two entries over here. It was on AU. All right, so let's just go right to the charts. Let's go break it down for you guys. All right, so this is going to be messy. So what I'm gonna do right here, right, let me break down GJ first, which is on Tuesday 2 o'clock. All right, let's go. So let me open up a new chart so that I can show you guys what has been happening. All right, so where are we now? GJ. All right, let's go. So it was yesterday 2 o'clock, right? It's here. Somewhere here. All right, so let's go right ahead. Same thing, we go to the daily, right? This was yesterday. All right, we can see there is a fair value gap right here. Let's go. Right, so as you can see, this fair value gap got disrespected by all these fair value gaps that has been going up right here, right? So it shows that our daily bias is bullish, right? So what I did next, I went to the 4 hour to see if there is another fair value gap, which I saw right here, right? I saw a fair value gap right here on the 4 hour, right? And let me just do this, change the color, right? So we have a 4 hour fair value gap right here. This candle, assume that this candle is not here because it's just showing what's going to happen after that, right? So it would look something like this, right? So then what I did, I dropped back to the 5 minutes, right? This was on Tuesday, right? Yeah, so I dropped back on the 5 minutes, waited for the thing to go up and down and all that. So then I saw this, right? What is the reason that I took the trade here, right? Let me show you what actually happened. So as you can see over here, right, we had a break of structure right here, right? Or a market structure shift, as you can call it. It's right over here. Yeah, confirmation. Right, we had a market structure shift here, but that wasn't the only reason that made me want to take this trade, right? Another reason was that I used correlating pairs for SMT divergence, or whatever you want to call it, right? So what is SMT divergence? Okay, let me just show you this. Oh, all right, so as you can see here, this is EJ and this is GJ, right? Oh no, sorry, this is GJ. Let's go back to yesterday. At 2 o'clock, which is right here. Correct. Okay, so what did I see over here that made me want to take this trade? It was simply the divergence. Where did I see the divergence? Yeah, I saw it right here. All right, so how do I do this? Give me a moment, guys. Can I do this like that? Yeah, okay. Wait, if I do this, then this moves. Why is it like that? Okay. Okay, so I can't replay one of it and show the other, but oh well, this is how we're gonna do it, then this is how we're gonna do it, right? Okay, so divergence basically means one of the pair sweeps and then shows you the move while the other doesn't do the sweep, right? So for this pair, as you can see here, right, we had a sweep right here. We had a sweep right here, right? That is from 145 to 240, right? But whereas on here, right, on GJ, from 145, what do we see? We see from below, right? Simultaneously, you can still look at this side of the screen also, right? From here, it actually moved up instead of moving down. So which means to say, right, our EJ actually swept another low before proceeding up, while GJ actually shows me that since my bias is bullish, right, it's showing me that, yeah, I'm gonna go up, right? So which made me to take this GJ trade, right, knowing that yes, it is going to go up and that is what I'm going to take, right? So I waited for a retest, right, which made me want to take this trade. Alright, I waited for a retest of this fair value gap. My stop loss all the way here. And I just rode it all the way up. Right? So this is something what you guys can look at also as empty divergence. It just basically means that a move that is yet to happen. So why did I say I wanted to ride it all the way up to 1:32, right? Was because of this high right here. This is the external range, right? So it was something like that. All right, it was all the way up there. So if you look at the 5-minute, was here, right? Was here, came down here, took the trade, and then I'll just let it ride up. And 2 to 4 plus 2 to 5 is like about London kill zone, right? So that's why I took that trade. As you can see on the GJ here, that's exactly what happened, right? That's exactly what happened. And I'm still in this trade where I'm gonna close right now. Right after I do this breakdown, I'm gonna show you guys and I'm gonna close it. All right, so this is where I took the trade. Right, I took a trade here, I waited, right, and it went lower, so I took another trade at the center point of here. If I'm not wrong, it was on the 15 minutes. Let me just take a quick look again. Nah, it's on the 5-minute, yeah. But I took it on the mid of this 50% of the fair value gap, right? So I took it here, and when the price went up, I closed the first position, which was up here, with some profits, and then I just let this position run. So that's why my TP was all the way up to 30 or 32, right? I actually shrinked it a bit just now, but I just realized that I'm not going to do swing trading. I'm just going to stick to scalping. I'm not going to be greedy. So I closed it. All right. So this one right here was actually the other TP level that I was thinking, okay, if I don't want to take up till 32, 1:32, I just want to take it to 1:6.29, right? But now that I'm thinking about it, I've ran that trade quite some time, and if it wants to really push up, it should have pushed up by now, but it's not, right? So I'm not going to take the risk. I am going to close the trade right after this breakdown. All right, so the next trade that I want to talk to you guys about is the trade that I took today on AU. So I am in two positions right here, but for this trade it's a little different. I didn't take it on the 5 minutes, I took it on the 15 minutes, but our principles apply, right? It's the same thing, right? As you can see here, I've written some notes right here. Daily was bullish. Why was it bullish? If you guys remember from all my videos, let's see if you guys can figure it out, right? We have a bearish fair value gap here. This part of the time it was a downtrend, right? Next, what happened, right? Maybe I can show you guys something like this. Right, if we were trading around here, I would say my bias is bearish because it's rejecting, right? It's rejecting this daily fair value gap right here. Let me turn this off. All right, but right now it's another day, right? It's Wednesday, so we're gonna see on the Wednesday candle, right? Our daily is bullish because this fair value gap, right, this fair value gap was closed by this candle, and right now it's moving up, right? And we have this fair value gap here on the daily. Let me put it a darker color. Okay, we have this fair value gap on the daily, wasn't mitigated, all right, till yesterday. Yesterday it tapped on the fair value gap and closed bullish, right? It closed above the previous day's candle. So what does it tell us? Okay, yes, we are going to go bullish, we're going to go up, right? So with that, with assuming that we don't have a clear fair value gap because this daily fair value gap has been mitigated, we go to our 4-hour value gap. 4-hour fair value gap. Sorry, I'm just trying to make the video fast, guys. Right? So 4-hour fair value gap, what do we see? At 5 o'clock, right? I saw a fair value gap right here. 5 o'clock, meaning yesterday, right? I saw a fair value gap right here, but I didn't think of it much because I didn't trade yesterday. I only traded today. So about 8:30, 8:40, I started looking at this, and I saw that this fair value gap, which was formed yesterday, was already mitigated at 5 a.m. Right? This is the 5 a.m. candle, and it was already mitigated. So as I said, my daily is bullish, right? My 4-hour is bullish, but it has already mitigated. Okay, when times like this, yes, we can still trade it. We don't have a good fair value gap, but let me tell you why we can use the same fair value gap, right? Because end of the day, when we are trading, right, we are assuming price is going to go to a certain level, right? So what I would assume, you see this line right here, right, that I've drawn. Let me show you guys this line right here. I'm trying to see if you guys can see. Just give me a moment. Let me try to make it thicker. Okay, this line right here, right, is the previous 4-hour candle, right? So if I want the price to go up, price only has to do two things. One, it has to tap a fair value gap. In this case, we already have a mitigated fair value gap, right? It makes the trade risky. Number two, we have to have a liquidity sweep. Right? What is a liquidity sweep? I'm assuming you guys know, right? It's a point of liquidity where the price will eventually sweep before proceeding to the needed or wanted direction, right? In this case, I wanted it to sweep the previous 4-hour, stay in the fair value gap, or maybe sweep the fair value gap because it's already a risky trade, right? But I want it to at least do one of two things. So in this case, I want it to sweep the previous 4-hour. If you go down to a smaller time frame, right? You see this black line, right? That is the previous 4 hours low, right? At this point, it swept, right? So that is what I was looking for. So it swept, right? It swept. So now I can start looking for an entry. But as I said, since it was a risky setup, I would rather use the 15-minute to trade. All right. So if you look at this, it swept. Hope you guys can see. Let me make it bigger. Let me do some replay. All right, and I will delete this first. All right, and I'll delete this. Okay, so as you can see, I was waiting for it to sweep, right? So at this point, at 9:15 a.m., it swept, right? It swept. It gave me a market structure shift right here, right? Give me a market structure shift. So now I know that, all right, we are going up, right? So what I did next, I was waiting. Sorry, what I did next, I did an aggressive entry as I said on my Discord, right? Let me take a look. Yeah, so oh no, that was the yesterday's one. Just give me a moment. Yeah, this is the one, right? I took an aggressive entry when the candle was going up, right? When it was going up, I already took that trade, right? I already took that trade. So when it went up, I took my trade, I entered, and then the candle went lower, right? So what next, right? I also saw this order block right here. Maybe let me change the color for you guys. Nah. Okay, I'm just gonna make it this color. I hope it's not too confusing. Or maybe let me just put it into that gold color. Right, yeah. So this order block, right? I was like, okay, maybe since I already did an aggressive entry, let me see how the price reacts from this, or if it taps this, right? Then I will know that yes, the price is going to go up, because end of the day, this is an order block, right? So this was my break even line. So I was waiting for it, waiting, and the price tapped right here, right? At this candle, the price literally tapped my order block. So I entered for the second position, and my break even is here, right? So I'm just waiting, and it tapped my break even. So what I did, I secured 50% and I let it run, which is, again, this is another trade that I'm gonna close right now. You may ask, what was the reason that, you know, this is your break even point, right? Let me show you guys. All right. Okay, so as you can see, right, this fair value gap right here, right, every fair value gap are points of interest, or you can say like points of places where, you know, price will actually go into and react. Although it's mitigated, yes, that means once it's mitigated, it doesn't have any value to it anymore, but it could be your point of exits also. So although I know that, you know, this is mitigated, so I just put it up a little, and, you know, just put it here so that I know that, all right, this could be a potential point where it can exit, right? And then here we are, right now this is where we are at. The price is here, right? So now there's two things that I can do. I can either close this trade right now, or because our daily bias is still bullish, right? Right now we are in New York session, right? So since we are bullish technically, what I can do, right? I can do the same thing, because right now it's here, right? This is the fair value gap on our 4-hour. Let me change the color. Let me see this. Okay, so right now we're on the 4-hour, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do rinse and repeat. It hasn't tapped the 4-hour. If it taps the 4-hour, give me a confirmation. Then I know that, all right, price is going up again, right? So what I may do right now, right? First thing, I'm gonna close my GJ trade, right? I'm gonna close the GJ. Where's my GJ? It's on this account. All right, so let me close the GJ first. All right, and I've closed it, right? So I believe this was today's. See, yesterday's, right? Yesterday we made another 120. Today's 115. This is a 10k account, right? So it's still, like, you know, a smallest account. So my 100k account, I'm not trading it yet. The reason is it had problems with withdrawals, right? So I'm still getting it rectified, so I can't trade it because I've already asked for a withdrawal apparently, so I can't trade it. So in the meanwhile, I'm just gonna trade my 10k accounts. So this we already made about 200 plus, right? If it was a 100k account, we would have made like 2k plus, but it's okay, it's a story for another day. So right now for my AU, right, for my AU, I'm just gonna wait, let it tap and then go up. All right, so I hope you guys learned something in these videos that I'm posting. All right, I hope my new PC will be here by latest next Monday, so I can give you guys better videos, maybe teach a bit more, do some videos on fair value gaps and all that, standard deviations, but SMT divergence and all that. But yeah, I try to keep the video short, but it was 20 minutes. If you guys stayed through all the way till here, thank you so much, and hope to see you guys soon on the next video. Peace out.